Hi, everybody. In today's Spark, I want to talk about what to do when you're only doing half the work, but then have decided you're doing all of it, but yet you're not making the sales. And this is something that I've seen quite a bit recently, actually, in my private coaching clients, my group coaching clients, and the masterminds that I facilitate, where people are claiming that they're doing the work, they're doing the marketing, they're putting it out there. And then when I go in and check, they're not. But they've decided so heavily in their head that they are. So then they want to blame outside forces instead of going back in and asking the question of, where am I missing something? Like, did I do it fully? Did I miss something? Can I tweak something? So on and so forth. So I'm going to give you some examples. And it's also very important when things are going well that we go back and check as well, because we might be doing really good, but we could always do better. And then I'm going to give you some clearings. So some examples would be like, I would coach someone and say, okay, make sure everything you post, you have your call to action, and they don't. Or I'll say, okay, your avatar is this, make sure everything you post is related to their pain points and things that they've got going on, and they don't. Or I'll say, make sure all these areas have this graphic, this comment, this post, or whatever, and they'll do one or two, but then that's it. And then they'll decide. So this week in particular, I've seen a lot of that coming up with people where they'll be like, I have this event that's coming on at the end of this week, and I'll go onto their social media and it's nowhere. It was posted nowhere. And I'm like, well, where are you advertising it? Right? Oh, my email list. How many are on your email list? 400. Okay. Or they'll come to me and go, nobody's signing up for my newsletter, and I'll go in and check, and nowhere are they posting to sign up to the newsletter. Or none of the graphics indicate that they even have this company, or their profiles aren't filled out to say that they have this program at all. And what this is really about is fear of actually making the money. So what I want to do is go in and help you clear that, because if you fear actually making the money and what will happen then after the fact, then that's where we won't do it fully and we'll get very upset. This is very common. I have done this myself. So if you're doing this, don't beat yourself up for it. Just go in, do the clearing, and then go back and tweak your stuff, polish it, right? It's a system. You just got to go in and polish and polish and polish and polish. Okay. So everywhere I have bought the lie that I'm doing all the work as I'm told, when knowingly or unknowingly I'm not. I destory, delete, untangle, unwind, dissipate, and release. And all the ways I actually don't want this. I don't want this money. So I'm using this lack of sales, lack of subscribers, lack of awareness to prove to me that this is not right for me. So I better just leave it alone. Will you destory, delete, untangle, unwind, dissipate, and release? And everywhere I'm not willing to sit down and take a good look at what will happen when I have the money and reframe it into a positive spin instead of, I'll have to give up this, I'll have to sacrifice that, I can't take on anymore, what happens, what happens, what happens, if. I destory, delete, untangle, unwind, dissipate, and release. So for me, one of my big blocks was years ago that if my company got so freaking busy, I would have even less time for my family. Or if I got really big and really popular and my kids needed me, I would have to choose my clients, my retreat, my event over my children. They'd have to suffer and wait until mommy's done. So I had to go in and clear that as well. So I would recommend, if you're doing things where you're missing those calls to action, you aren't actually posting in line with who it is you serve and help, or it's fuzzy, or it's unclear, or you're all over the map, or you don't fully want to do it and you're making up all kinds of excuses, go in and take a look at that. Where is it that you believe you're going to get screwed over if you make the money or you're too big? Another one that just popped. I believe that if I made a crap ton of money, I'd have to start dishing that out to family members who weren't willing to work for it, but would be having their hands out looking for the freebie. You've got all this money, you should give it to me, right? I have a very large family, a very large extended family, and there's a lot of people in that family who don't want to work for it, believe every other family member that's doing really well to support them. And so I didn't want that. So I was choking off what I would make by not advertising properly, by not doing the work, by not actually getting the consistency and the momentum and all of that out there. Instead, I was hiding away in a little corner, and the money would just eke in, it would just trickle in. So everywhere you guys are doing that, will you destory, delete, untangle, unwind, dissipate, and release? So there you go. Put that on repeat. Take a good look at what you're doing. Comment below where you are worried that something's going to happen, or you're going to have to give it up, or you're going to be forced to do or become, if all of a sudden you made a crap ton of money and you were helping all these people and people were raving fans. They wanted a piece of you. What would that look like for you? And then if you put it in there, I'll give you an extra clearing. I'll help you out specifically around your issue. Would love to see you guys on here more. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can get these weekly little bits and pieces delivered right to you. My name's Tracy Blehm. I'm with Tracy Blehm Coaching, and I'm the founder and creator of the 6-figure signature system formula. I'll see you soon. Cheers.